Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up guys, OWO UK back, and this time I am reviewing Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. So, ongoing with the saga, obviously the clue sort of gives it away, Return of Michael Myers. So this was released in 1988, it's the fourth installment in the whole Halloween series, and it focuses on Michael Myers returning home to kill his niece, Jamie Lloyd, who is played by Danielle Harris, who is really good in this film, who is the daughter of Laurie Strode. And then you've got his former psychiatrist, Dr. Sam Loomis, once again played by Donald Pleasance, pursuing him. So obviously from the end of the second one you can gather that, Loomis survived as well as Michael did. So as the title suggests, this film marks the return of Michael Myers after being absent in the previous film, Season of the Witch. Initially, John Carpenter and his co-producer Deborah Hill retired the Michael Myers storyline after the second installment, as I mentioned, and they intended to feature a new Halloween season-related plot every sequel, of which Halloween 3 would have been the first. But obviously, like I said in the video for 3, given the sort of rather lackluster response that it got, they decided to go back to a tried and tested formula. So Halloween 4 was originally intended to be a ghost story, but like I've said, due to the disappointing financial performance of the third film, Halloween 4 reintroduced Michael Myers, which is pretty much what everybody wanted anyway. So I'll go through the plot with you very quickly and then tell you, my thoughts and everything at the end of it. So on the 30th of October 1988, Michael Myers has been in a comatose state for 10 years since the explosion at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. He's transferred to Smith's Grove Sanitarium by ambulance. While they're on the way, Michael wakes up hearing that Laurie Strode, who died in a car accident, has a daughter, Jamie Lloyd. Again, as I said, played by Danielle Harris, who is really good in this film. Kills the ambulance driver and the other guy, the personnel, and makes his way to Haddonfield in search of his niece Jamie. So Dr. Loomis goes to Haddonfield after learning that Michael didn't make it to where he was supposed to be and escaped, so he knows where he's going to be, so heads back to Haddonfield, and he follows Michael to a gas station where he's killed a mechanic for his clothes. He seems to have a thing for overalls, along with somebody working behind the counter, a clerk, and he's cut off the phones. They have a bit of a confrontation, and Michael escapes in a tow truck and causes an explosion at the petrol station, which destroys Loomis's car in the process. So he's then forced to catch a ride to Haddonfield. The guy who he gets a lift off is like this sort of vicar type person who seems to pick up that Loomis is on the trail of evil and all this sort of stuff, and says, you're on good work and all this sort of stuff. So he's a pretty cool character. You don't really see much of him, but he sort of picks up why Loomis is heading back to Haddonfield. So meanwhile, while all this is going on, Jamie is living in Haddonfield happily with her foster family, Richard and Darlene Carruthers, and their teenage daughter Rachel. Now Jamie knows about Michael, but she's totally unaware that he is the strange man she's been having nightmares about. So Richard and Darlene head out for the night and leave Rachel to babysit, which annoys Rachel because she was supposed to be going out and having some fun herself. Like I say, she's supposed to be having a date with her boyfriend Brady. So after school, Rachel takes Jamie to buy some ice cream and a Halloween costume, and as they're walking round all the costumes, Jamie is sort of looking at everything and trying to work out what she wants, and she ends up picking the same clown outfit that little Michael Myers wore in the first one. And while she's around, walking around there, Michael's already there, and he nearly attacks her in the store, but he doesn't. So that night, Rachel takes Jamie trick-or-treating. Michael goes to the electrical substation to take the power out in the town and kills a worker by throwing him into the high voltage tower things, which, if you're going to kill somebody, do it that way, I suppose. But it's pretty good how he launches him up and the guy goes flying into the transformer things, and boom, obviously that takes out the power, puts Haddonfield in complete darkness. So Loomis has arrived in Haddonfield by this point, and he warns the new sheriff, Ben Meeker, that Michael's returned. And Michael attacks the police station and just wipes out everybody in there. They're all gone. And the new sheriff comes back with Loomis, and they find all these bodies. In the meantime, a lynch mob of locals, yokels, whatever you want to call them, gets together in this bar, and they all sort of set off, stereotypical sort of redneck types, in pickup trucks with guns and stuff. And they go to the police station, and the sheriff tells them, look, let us deal with it. And they're like, well, you've got, and Loomis tells him, you've got no police force, so why not let these do the thing? If they take him out, they take him out, sort of thing. So they set off to hunt down Michael. During this, Rachel's out trick-or-treating with Brady, and they go to a house, they knock on the door, and this girl answers it wearing a t-shirt that says policeman do it by the book, or police officer do it by the book, or something. And Brady is in the house with this girl Kelly, and she's the sheriff's daughter. And so Rachel is sort of stunned. Brady comes down to try and talk around and says, oh, it's not what you think, blah 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 blah. And at this point, Rachel loses Jamie. So after being chased by Michael, Rachel bumps into Jamie and finds her. Sheriff Meeker and Loomis arrive and take the girls to the sheriff's house with Brady, Kelly, and the deputy. They barricade the house, just basically try and block off any entrance. The sheriff gives Brady asks him if he knows how to use a gun, gives him a gun, and he tells everybody where to go and everything. Loomis sets off to look for Michael. So Sheriff Meeker is in the basement awaiting the arrival of state police. Michael sneaks in, kills the deputy, and then kills Kelly. So then Rachel, Jamie, and Brody find the bodies and then realise, shit, we're trapped in the house now. That's it, we can't get out. Anyway, somehow, Rachel and Jamie fly up to the attic and hide there when Michael appears, but Brady stays to try and fight him off, and obviously gets killed. So the girls climb through a window onto the roof, and Rachel lowers Jamie down safely, but Michael attacks her and knocks her off the roof. Anyway, she gets up, and then he chases after Jamie, and she runs down the street and finds Dr. Loomis. So they take shelter in the school, but Michael appears and sort of, I think, he knocks Loomis out or something, and then starts chasing Jamie through the building. Jamie trips, falls down a flight of stairs, but before Michael can kill her, Rachel takes him out with a fire extinguisher, whacks him round the head with it. The lynch mob and the state police all arrive at the school after hearing the alarm go off, and the lynch mob agree to take Jamie and Rachel to the next town in a pickup truck. So they set off, the police go in to look for Michael. However, Michael has climbed aboard a truck and kills the two guys. So Rachel takes over at the wheel and tries to throw Michael off by swerving the truck and everything, and she succeeds. She slams on the brakes, and then he goes flying. Anyway, he ends up flying off the truck, And so she revs up and then rams him with the truck, sends him flying into a ditch that's next to an abandoned mine. So Sheriff Meeker, the survivors of the lynch mob, and the state police arrive, and then Jamie approaches Michael, touches his hand, and he rises. He sits up. Meeker, the state police, and the lynch mob just absolutely shoot the crap out of Michael. They just unload everything they've got into him, and he falls down a mine shaft. Loomis and Sheriff Meeker take the girls back home. Darlene and Richard, who have arrived home, come, see to kids and, sort of trying to calm them down because obviously they're pretty traumatised. Anyway, Darlene goes upstairs to run Jamie a bath, and then all of a sudden she's suddenly attacked by Jamie, who is now consumed with Michael's rage. Loomis hears Darlene's screams and races halfway up the stairs and just stops dead in his tracks. He sees the Jamie stood at the top of the stairs, absolutely emotionless, wearing the clown mask, holding a pair of scissors in her hand and a costume stained with blood, like I said, similar to when Michael killed his older sister Judith. Loomis backs against the wall and raises his gun to shoot her. Sheriff Meeker stops Loomis and disarms him, taking the gun into his hands before he, Mr. Crullers and Rachel also see what Loomis has seen. Loomis slowly sort of drops to the floor crying, and it's like his worst fears come true, that Jamie was consumed with her uncle's rage. And that's pretty much it. It just sort of ends with him being really upset about all this. Now, excuse me, a lot of like the hardcore Halloween fans aren't really keen on this movie, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good way to bring Michael back. The death scenes are pretty imaginative. There's one with a shotgun, but I won't sort of go into detail. I'll leave it to those of you who haven't seen it. Those of you who have probably know which one I mean. Because you sort of think Michael's actually going to use the shotgun as it's supposed to be used, and then he doesn't. So I'm up to the 4th installment, and I'm really enjoying these movies so far. So, like I said, 3 was a bit of one where I was a bit meh, and then when I rewatched it to do this review series, I actually enjoyed it for what it was, and that is a really good standalone Halloween film. So that's Halloween 4 done. Next one is Halloween 5. So far I'm 4 for 4 on the enjoyment factor, and like I say, hopefully 5 won't disappoint or ruin it for me, but we'll see what happens when I've watched Halloween 5. So that'll do it for this review, guys. As always, if you want to leave any comments, do so in the section below. If you've enjoyed the video and you're not already, please subscribe. Even if you don't want to subscribe, leave a like. For those of you who have seen Halloween 4, tell me what you guys thought of it. Those of you who haven't, it is well worth checking out. I don't think there's many people that haven't seen the Halloween films, but having said that, it was only in the last sort of 6 months that I watched the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is pretty bad. But having said that, like I've said, I'm not a massive horror fan, but actually looking through my DVD collection, I do seem to have acquired a lot of horror films over the last couple of years, but I don't know. So yeah, that was Halloween 4 done and dusted. On to Halloween 5. Like I say, hopefully it won't disappoint and it'll keep up my enjoyment of the series. That'll do it, guys. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now, and take care.